everybody. Welcome to today's show on the Gamut Network. I'm so excited today to have Colton and Ashley on the show. Now, as I was saying before we started recording, I'm very happy that Colton still has time for us because he is an international celebrity now. So with that, I'd like to welcome you both to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to welcome you both to the show. I'd like to start with you, Colton. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, your journey, how old you are now? Let's hear from you.
I'm 10 years old, and I model.
You model, for sure.
And I play wheelchair basketball. And I also like to go outside
Me too.
and play drums.
Oh, and play drums. Oh my gosh, how exciting. But now tell us a little bit about, I know that you're in a wheelchair. Were you born like that? Did something happen along in your life? Tell our audience about that part of you.
I was born
With spina bifida.
yeah, spina bifida, but I don't know if I was in a wheelchair or not.
Well, not when you're a baby.
Yeah, obviously not.
You were born with spina bifida, and maybe, Ashley, could you tell us a little bit about what spina bifida is?
Sure. So during my 20-week ultrasound, we found out Colton had spina bifida. It's the spinal cord not developing properly, and his spinal cord was in the bottom of his back and almost like a bubble. So people who have spina bifida, it's all different levels of your spine. So with Colton, it pretty much affects him from the knee down. So that's why he uses a wheelchair. So, we knew ever since I was 20 weeks pregnant with him, and I was born via C-section at 38 weeks.
So the doctors give you this news, you're 20 weeks pregnant. Colton is your oldest?
Youngest.
Youngest, okay.
Yep.
Out of how many?
Two.
Two. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's number 3.
No.
He's number 2. Got it. Okay. So as a mom and as a about to be parent of 2, what was that like for you? That must have been incredibly overwhelming. I don't know if in your world, but when we found out that Oliver had muscular dystrophy, I didn't even know what that was. Like, I had to go and Google muscular dystrophy because I barely even heard of it before, other than the Jerry Lewis telethon. So how did you respond to that?
So the doctor who told us, he didn't really have a lot to say. And it was scary because the first thing he mentioned was abortion. And he didn't really go into what spina bifida was. So as you know, being a parent and finding out about Oliver, the internet can be a very scary place.
Awful, yes.
Yeah.
No offense, internet.
Yeah, so, you see the worst things possible. But luckily we knew a neurosurgeon, and we went to go sit with him, and he was the head of Connecticut Children's. So we talked to him, and he said children with spina bifida are the happiest kids that he's ever met. He reassured us. He made us just feel so much better, made us prepare, those 18 weeks after we found out. And we just felt so much better because, Colton's a very happy kid, and so he was like, right. So it's been great. Yeah.
And I would agree with you. He's probably one of the happiest from the moment I met him, which I believe was when we did our show years and years ago at the Prudential Center.
Yep.
Do you remember that? I think that might have been the first time that we worked together. You were on the runway for a Devils game.
You don't remember the hockey game? He was about 6 years old, so it was like 4 years old. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was very, very exciting time, and you obviously lit up the whole runway, and just were completely, it's hard not to be captivated by you. So Colton, tell us a little bit about, I know when you first introduced yourself, you said that you play wheelchair basketball.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's where like you have like a wheelchair, but it's like different. It's like where you have like the wheels. I think they're like side, kind of like weird angles.
Uh-huh.
It has no brakes or like, I don't think it has front wheels.
No, just two big side ones.
Yeah, two big side ones. And there's back wheels that you can put on or not.
Oh my gosh. How long have you been playing that?
3 years?
2.
Oh my gosh, you must be very good. How's the team? Are they good?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I bet that makes you feel, now is everybody else that on the team, they're also in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
And you play against other teams of kids in wheelchairs?
Sometimes.
And I guess what? I bet that's maybe even harder than typical basketball, right? Because you have to even shoot it higher. And I think that's incredibly impressive. So you are in 4th grade now?
5th grade.
5th grade, all right. And we are, like everybody else, you have to be schooled at home right now. How's that going? Tough, right?
Not good. I don't like it.
No, me either. And what I have said to my kids, I said, see, now you'll appreciate school. All those days that you said you don't want to go, now I bet you miss it, right?
He's not a fan of
Doing
school.
nothing would be your goal.
I don't like it either way.
I guess what, I think a lot of people would feel that way. So I want to now switch to something that has literally captured the heart of the world. You were a star of an ad for Target that you were in store, and this absolutely adorable young fellow by the name of Oliver, which of course I love, saw the ad of you, and he also is in a wheelchair, and his mom took a picture and posted it on the internet, and it went bananas. And it went bananas because finally this young Oliver looked up and saw an image of somebody that looked like him, and that was you. And then I know that you actually got to meet Oliver when you were on what show?
Kelly Clarkson show.
I mean, wow. On the Kelly Clarkson show, you guys saw each other. But I want to know what it was like to know that you made such an impact, not only on Oliver, but the world. Because many people that have disabilities have never seen anybody like themselves in public places like a Target. How did that feel for you?
I felt happy because that's like, I feel happy because he never saw someone in a wheelchair before except him.
Yeah. And you were the very first person, right? And
Yeah.
you were very big and wow in the Target ad. And how about you, Ashley, as a mom? I mean, I know that I welled up in tears just even looking at the post, but to have made such an impact on that young boy's life is a gift. But then to know that millions and millions of people shared this moment with you had to have been overwhelming.
Yeah, it was very emotional. Also speaking with the mom, it impacted her as well, because she never realized that her son, who was just almost 2, felt different, and he was able to notice that someone was like him. It was amazing because, looking through all the posts on Facebook and stuff and on the internet, people are saying like, oh my God, I wish I had this when I was growing up. I've never seen anything like this before. This is amazing. And, it's just been so heartwarming to see like how the world has just actually seen why representation is so important.
Exactly. And not to minimize it, but it's so simple, especially when there's a billion people on our planet that have a disability, the largest minority that we have.
Yeah.
And it's something as simple as having representation in the public eye and pop culture make differences in people's lives. And that is incredibly powerful that you, Colton, literally made a difference in Oliver's life. Not only my Oliver, but that Oliver as well. And that's a pretty powerful thing to be able to say at 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that we should be really encouraging brands to follow suit and make that change happen, to have people with disabilities rebranded in the public eye. We are consumers, we are just like everybody else, and we need to be represented that way. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start the Gamut Network, because the world needs to see you, Colton. And they need to see the joy that you bring to every room that you roll into, and that you are just like any other typical 10-year-old kid, actually happier than some 10-year-old boy. Certainly Bo Scheier right now, who's not so happy being at home. So if you, Ashley, you know, one of the things that we like to talk about is if there's a new mom out there, or life has changed in the family unit and somebody suddenly has become disabled, what advice would you give them?
I would say, first off, like, don't be scared. I know, you know, like I said earlier, going on the internet can be a scary place. The important thing is to have a good, you know, strong network behind you. We've always been very blessed to have family support and friend support. And I think, you know, whether it's family or friends, to get that support together and people on your side, that's the most important thing. And then be patient. You know, there's going to be a lot of doctor's appointments. There's going to be a lot of, you know, sad times and happy times and scary times. But, you know, just as long as you have that support behind you, you'll be able to get through it.
Excellent advice, and I couldn't agree more. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fans out there watching this. So what is the best way to get in touch with Colton? I believe it's Colton Robinson Official. What is the handle?
Yep, so his Instagram's Colton Robinson Official on Instagram, and then on Facebook, he's just Colton Robinson.
Say the underscores.
Oh, there's underscores in between Colton Robinson and Official.
And not to worry, we will have it below in the interview so that everybody can reach out to you, because I know you're going to have a lot of fans out there. So before we go, I like to ask all of my guests the same question, and that's about vision boards. So I have a vision board that I have lots of dreams of people that I want to be with or be interviewed by or share why we're doing what we're doing, like Oprah and Ellen, and I want this show to be on television. If you had a vision board, Colton, what would be on it? Where is Colton going to be in life?
I want to start my own bow tie company and raise some money from the making bow ties to a, what the heck is that word called? Starts with an I.
Inclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
An inclusive bow tie company?
or awareness.
Uh-huh. For bow ties specifically.
Yeah.
Because that's what you like to wear.
He kind of got the story behind it was there was someone from Project Runway and then Kelly Clarkson, they were all commenting on his bow tie, and she's like, you just start your own bow tie company. So then he started talking about it, and then he's thinking, like, with this whole thing, he's like, oh, we could donate money towards like a diversity or inclusive like company and stuff like that. So
I love it. So if we have any brands out there that are watching our show, this is the man to connect, because I think there's some amazing bow ties going to be coming down the runway for sure with Colton wearing them. I love that. And I believe in you, and I think you're going to be build an absolute empire around bow ties. I love it. Are you thinking about what the name of the company is going to be?
I haven't really thought of it yet, but I'm not sure. It's probably gonna have like some like inclusive name or something. I'm not sure.
You already hired someone. He hired my mom. He already hired my mom to start making them.
That's very, very smart. I love it. When you come up with a name, you let us know so that we can support you.
Okay.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining the show. I love seeing you, and it has been an absolute joy for our whole world to see the light that you have shown and what you have done for millions of people.
Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Awesome job. Please email us at talent@gamutmanagement.com and tell us a little bit about why you would be a great guest on our show.